Hello, you guys. My name is Ryn, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I have for you the CACTI Cottage, and this build was inspired by the terrain of Strangerville. So there is this beautiful cactus. You can kind of see it in the front right now, but it's obviously green. But then on top is this gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous, like vibrant red flower. You can see it right now. Isn't that beautiful? I was just like, I have to build something that looks like this. And you might have noticed at the beginning, I tried my darndest to have a green kind of lower portion of the house and then a red or coral top portion of the house, like where the roofing is. I wanted that to be more red instead of a light green, but it just was not working. And it always looked really, just really bad. Like clash kind of bad. And even though, like red and green are complementary colors, they certainly were not providing any compliments when I was trying to use them for this build. So essentially, I just went with 2 different shades of green. And I think that was the right decision. So the outside is green, 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 everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And the inside, you'll start to actually see like you'll see the red color come into play. It's kind of more of a red coral type of color, and because frankly the flower isn't like red, it's definitely a pinky red, but I might be getting a little too specific. But anyway, that was the inspiration for this, and I built it, oh no, I completely forget what this neighborhood's called. Blank mind, help me. Anyway, I built it up in the fancy schmancy neighborhood of Strangerville, and oh my gosh, the views from this place are amazing. So I was stoked to essentially just make a pretty build in a pretty location. That's just something I've been really into lately, not even gonna lie. I just have really enjoyed making pretty things for pretty sake, I'm all for like innovation and like, wow factor with the amount of work and detail that goes into a build. But like this time I wanted to kind of step back and be like, I just want to make it look beautiful. Because I want to. Now, beautiful for some is not the same as beautiful for others. And in this case, I have to admit, I go hard with the color. So if you guys aren't really interested in bright colors, this build may be a bit of a shock to your system. But I love working with colors so much. It's like, it's my jam. I have such a hard time doing neutrals. And even if I do neutrals, I'm like, I gotta pop a color in there, I gotta pop another color in there, I gotta pop it, pop it, pop it. I can't help myself. So this is where we're at. You're getting tons of pops of color, and here we are. I can't explain that away. See, there it is. The pop of color. It's happening. It's begun. So you'll see a lot of color. Let's just put it that way. Long story short. Another thing though that I did want to attempt with this build is something I haven't really done in a long time, is make a family home. And I was just kind of in the mood to make a home that felt really livable for a small family of 3. So you have the parents and the only child. There are 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bathroom also acts as the laundry room. So I really wanted this just really quaint, cute little family home with an open concept kitchen, living room, and dining room, because I just don't usually go that route. And I'm just like, I really want to make something for a family. I'm usually out there like trailblazing for the independent sim who don't need nobody else kind of sim anyway. But I just wanted to get nice and cozy and think about family and like the nice little cute sim family that moves in here. But anyway, I just turned a leaf and was like, I gotta think about the kids. But oh, this kitchen, I have to say. So, okay, for those of you who, okay, hang on, let me rewind. I don't even know why I was gonna put it this way, but all of you had better know who Jenna Marbles is, okay? Jenna Marbles is amazing. She is like, oh my gosh, I love her. I've watched her for years now. And she recently just did a video about her houseplants and her whole collection of houseplants. And so I'm not really a plant person, but I was really inspired by that video because it was just so quaint and like calm, and it was just so lovely to see how much love she has for her plants, as much love as she has for her boyfriend or her dogs. I have to say, she has such a big heart, and I was just really touched by the video. I didn't think a video about houseplants could do that to me. But so along the on the countertops in the kitchen, I put a ton of little plants, and you can consider them houseplants, or you can consider them herbs that the family is growing within their own home for cooking. But I just was like, I gotta put more plants around. So you're gonna see that too. In real life, again, I am not a plant person. I tend to kill them, even if they are bona fide unkillable. I destroy them unintentionally, but I do destroy them. So I don't tend to put a lot of plants into my builds, but I'm trying to do that more and more because I just see how beautiful and homey it makes the build. So that's a nice little addition, inspired by an absolutely wonderful YouTuber and just a wonderful human being all around. Now this wall, I tell you, the wall that is where the front door is, I had a time with it. I couldn't figure out how to balance the room. I went through so many different colors on that wall, I can't even tell you. It was nearly impossible to figure out how to decorate that specific wall in this house. It was a nightmare. But I eventually landed, I believe, on a blue color, and the blue was pulled from the blue that is in the kitchen from the refrigerator and the stove. So I thought that was a really nice color balance across the room. So it worked out. Another thing I wanted to talk about with this build is that I chose to cut out quite a bit of footage. The last speed build that I did was the Beverly Hills Mansion, and I had 21 and a half hours of footage, and I just decided to include all of it and just speed it the heck up until it could fit under 30 minutes. Shame on me. That was definitely not the right way to go. And a lot of people told me that the footage made them quite dizzy, and I don't want you guys watching my speed builds feeling like you're gonna throw up. I mean, that is definitely not the vibe that I'm going for at all. So I decided to kind of slow things down. I decided to not include everything. In fact, when I was building this build and decorating, I would turn off I would not record it. I would just completely go without recording anything, just to kind of force myself to not worry about it so much. With that being said too, that was like a really good thing for me to do, because as I was working out a lot of the different design challenges that I had with this build, I didn't capture that. So we're saving a lot of time in the speed builds now, and I feel like that was the better decision. Now, again, it's going to take some time, I think, to find a good balance of just how fast these speed builds can go. But we're going to keep trying until we find that really happy spot in all of it. And I will continue to remember to focus on recording the most important moments in the speed build. Again, like this speed build is going to be a little different because, again, we're working out all of the kinks, but eventually we will get there. So thank you guys for being patient. And thank you to those who were honest in telling me that the previous build was just too darn fast. I really do appreciate that. As like as heartbreaking as it was to have worked on that for so long and for the video not to come out to the quality and the standard that I had wanted, it was really, really important to hear and take in that honesty so that we can have much better speed builds down the line. And as we're actually going through this speed build, I'm wondering if this is now too slow. But again, if you guys don't mind, please just leave your feedback down below. I would really, really appreciate it, because I want this to be a good experience for you. So let me know. Please voice your opinion. And also, just as a note, most of you don't need this reminder, but some of you may. If you have a suggestion or a criticism or advice, a suggestion, what have you, please share it in a constructive and kind manner. There's no need to be angry in the comments about the details of a speed build of all things. So please, I welcome your comments. Just do so in a respectable manner and all is well. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I was particularly wanting in this build, and I was really adamant actually on trying to do different textures on the wall. You'll see that kind of chevron pattern wood wall texture appear throughout, and I really do like it. I never seem to have an opportunity, or no, I have opportunities. I have opportunities to use that all the time. I just choose not to because normally I'm not one for wood paneling, but that is something else that I am working on too with my builds. I want to get better at using more wood paneling and different wall textures instead of just paint and the same kind of white walls that I use from time to time, or textured white walls rather. I'm also working on my landscaping, although to be honest, I took a massive break from landscaping in this speed build. Because after the last one, if you haven't seen the last one, you'll understand why I needed a break. I just was like, I cannot dive into an entire landscaping endeavor again. They take so long. Like, landscaping takes forever. So, although I have to say, putting the time into landscaping is super important. Because it definitely improves your build 100%. But I specifically designed this place to not have to rely on landscaping, so we are more letting it exist in the beauty of Strangerville, because again, the world is just gorgeous, so we kind of just let it exist beautifully and peacefully amongst the natural beauty. So that has worked out in my favor as far as landscaping is concerned this time. That's it. That's all I need to say, I think, about this build. Again, there's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. There is 1 bedroom that I decorated with, either a boy or girl in mind. It's brightly colored and it's a lot of fun. It's pretty straightforward, but it's an exciting little abode. And the kind of the master bedroom, it is just very bright and happy. This is very much like a desert themed home in that it's inspired by a cactus, and a lot of the rooms are super bright like the sun. In fact, I put a picture of the sun, go figure, right as I was saying that. But it's just a very bright and happy family home, and really the family that I would see moving in here is one that is just, they're a close-knit family and they enjoy the outdoors, yet at the same time they love just staying in, keeping cozy, and watching a movie together on the TV. So they love a good balance of indoor and outdoor space, that is for sure. But anyway, guys, I don't want to keep rambling if I don't have to, because I've already talked your ear off. I guess the one last thing I'm going to say is, if you want to see a a build that happens to be a bit more landscape heavy, I am working on one right now on Twitch, so go ahead and head over there. We should be finishing that up though this coming Monday, which would be March Uh-oh. March 25th, 2019. But it's a really cool build. It is essentially a boho wedding venue set in a old, decrepit airplane crash site. Yes, you heard all of that correctly. So definitely catch it on Monday if you are able, as this video is going up on March 20th. So hang out over there. Also, I guess I'll tell you this too. I'm going to Vegas this weekend and I'm so excited. Mostly for March Madness, and other than that, it's going to be a pretty chill weekend, which I'm totally looking forward to. I enjoy more chill Vegas trips, and this is definitely one of them. So, oh, by the way, that trick that you're looking at right now, if you put an object on like one of the island counters and then shrink down the island counter, you can move the items around freely on counters, and it's amazing. That's how I got them all to be like that. And I want to give a shout out to Simming Randomly for that tip. She is the one that told me all about it, and I'm so thankful for it. So thank you, girl. I see you. I just want to, I had to say that. I had to say that because that is one of the coolest tricks, and it has come in handy so many times. So thank you, Simming Randomly. I appreciate you. Guys, I think I'm just going to let you enjoy the rest of this speed build, and then I will catch you guys at the end after all of the photos. For some reason, when I get to this point where I'm like, I don't know what else to talk about, or I sometimes feel like I've rushed things, or like maybe I'm forgetting to tell them something and I start to worry. So I'm like, that's when I just start rambling and it becomes really awkward. So I think, I'm really racking my brain right now to try and think of anything else in this build I would like to tell you guys. Oh, maybe the very last thing. So the reason why the backyard is so kind of simple is because this whole lot is situated on a cliff, and I was like, well, I don't want to obstruct the views that your sim would receive from being on this property and being on a cliffside. So the back is very simple. All of the chairs face outward towards the cliffside so that your sims can really take in that gorgeous view. There's also a kiddie pool, which I mostly have intended for the adults to use so that they can lounge in the kiddie pool while they take in the beautiful sights around them. So I believe that is it. I believe that's all that I needed to inform you about this build. So again, enjoy the rest, and I shall catch you guys after the photos. Enjoy. All right, you guys, that does it for this speed build. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, the Sims 4 Gallery, and Instagram, all RynAsInWin. You can find this build on the gallery as well under Cacti Cottage and RynAsInWin. You guys, the internet is a busy place, so I'm honored you chose to spend some time with me today. I love you and see you next time.